Hi guys. So today I want to try out a new game engine, which is UPBGE. Right? I don't know how to pronounce the the full acronym or what it stands for, or something, but I think it's something around. Let me try to check that. UPBGE. Yeah, Ukrainian something something. Yeah, you guys should see it in a second. Okay, so the project is basically like the software I'm using to build the game. Normally, Blender is a 3D software, right? And it used to have a game engine you can use to build games, but I think around Blender 2.7 or something, they removed it from the 3D software, and now it's focused majorly on 3D. But some people still like the whole idea of building 3D games inside Blender itself. And this project is a kind of copy, like an extension of Blender, right? That it was built on top of Blender and it helps you make games just like you used to have the old Blender game engine, right? So BGE normally stands for Blender game engine, but the UPES stands for, I've forgotten the acronym. Let me check because it's something around. Oh boy, this is hilarious. Ukrainian something. I mean, it was something I couldn't pronounce. Let me. I think it will be on their GitHub. Yeah, let me check here. It definitely should be. Yeah, this is it. Uchronia Project Blender Game Engine. So the UPJ stands for Uchronia Project, then Blender Game Engine. Well, that's known already. So they said it's a fork of Blender created by a couple of Blender Game Engine developers, right? Around 2015. I mean, yeah. This is just stories, anyways. Yeah, so uh, on a normal day, you want to go through the manuals, you want to check how things are done and all that, which is nice. But I was able to work my way around it somehow, and I was able to figure out a couple of things, like how to do some basic things like player movement and all sorts. But today, I think I want to take it up a notch and use a 3D character than my normal cube. But let's try the initial setup first and see how simple it is to actually get started with it. So I have the software open. I'm not going to go over download instructions and stuff. That was hectic. So yeah, I have my 3D space here, right? I have the default cube. I have my lights, and I have the camera in here. And guys, don't blame me too much if the software crashes at some point and I have to restart it and all. But you know, yeah, it happens sometimes. I'm using the alpha version of the software. It's not supposed to be in use yet, but I really wanted to try it out, so that's what I'm using. So it could crash. Yeah, I'll probably just restart it if it crashes anyways. So yeah, I have the default cube. I have this and I have this. So if you've not done 3D before, so basically 3D stands for three dimensions, right? When you build games, let me show you an instance. So sometimes your game might look something like this. This is a 2D game, right? This is a 2D plane where you have just the y-axis and you have the x-axis. That's when you have the 2D. But 3D includes the z-axis as well from what we can see here, right? Includes the z-axis. There's the z, there's the y, there's the x, all appearing or visible at the same time. So that's the idea behind 3D, right? So, hang on guys. Okay. So yeah, from what we have here, right, you would be able to tell that you have this kind of 3D move. Like you can look around anywhere, zoom out. I don't want to go too much about the details of stuff here, right? So the first thing I want to try is I want to make this cube like just move around this entire plane we have, right? I want to make it move around it. So first thing I want to do is I want to add a plane just for the cube to stay like just stay on top, something like that, like a floor. That's what I want to add. So I would scale this by a factor of one, leave it as this. Then my cube, I'm going to move it on the z axis by a factor of one as well. Then it's going to be on the floor, as you can see, right? It's on the floor. Then the next thing I want to do is actually come to, I think it's game, no, not game components. Uh, Physics. Yes, I want to come to physics in this section. You'd see it has like the physics type, like the physics property I want to use for the cube. You see, I've selected the cube in this case, right? So I want to change the physics type. That's you have you can create an object without collision. You can create one with collision. That's you want to maybe choose static, dynamic, or whatever or rigid. But in this case, I want to go with the character physics type, right? So I'll select character in here. So you can see the options change a little bit, right? Then I want to also add collision for my character, right? So I'm going to toggle this option that says collision boundaries, like this collision bounds. So you see, my since my object is a cube, right? I can just use a collision boundary of a cube as well. So that's selected already. So I'm going to leave that as the default, right? Then there are some options here. This is the jump for. So in case I want to jump, I can jump. Then if what else? Yeah, the speed at which I fall. I guess this is it. Yep. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm just going to leave it as it is then. This slope, right, is I'll show you what that does in a second, right? But let's leave this as it is, right? Yeah, this is all we need to do in this section. Then I would move this a little bit to the side. And what I want to do, right, if we render this, uh, let me check the camera view from here, if it's capturing. No, we're not going to use the camera view for now anyways, but let's render this from, I'm trying to get a good axis. Okay, let's try this like this. Let's render from this axis. So to render your game, you come to this render properties, right? Then you go to this section where it says something like game resolution, game debugging, blah blah blah. That's where you want to do your rendering, right? So what you will do here is you select game resolution. Then there are two ways. You can either render it inside your viewport as it is now, or you can render it as a separate window, right? So what I'm going to do for now, I'm going to render it inside. Coming guys. I'm going to render it inside my Blender engine. I think I'll just probably do both, right? So you can see here, I can use the embedded mode or the standalone mode. So for now, I'll use the embedded mode. Let's see how that pans out. So it's still rendering the embedded mode. Hopefully nothing goes wrong. But from what we can see here, I think, okay, I was supposed to use this. I think I was supposed to use viewport rendering or something like that. So let me try again. Funny, I think it's actually okay. Well, I don't think that I don't think I'm going to have luck with that mode I was trying. So I will just move to using the standalone window. Right. I think I will just resort to using that instead. So it's still coming up if it doesn't crash. Still coming up. Okay, I think it's yeah, but for some reason it's dark. Uh, I'm not sure why it's dark though, to be honest. So let me just, maybe it's still rendering. I'm not sure. Maybe it's still rendering. Okay, I'm going to close this. I'm trying to see if there's some, like, maybe there's something I'm missing or so. Like, I'm just trying to check through. Right. Usually I'm able to render from or the let me try to save the file first. I don't know if that has any effect, but I'm going to find out in a second. So what I want to try is where should I save this? Okay, I'll just save it here then. Let me see. Exploring UPBGE like this. Then I would save it right here in this same folder. I'll hit save again. Then let me try embed that. For some reason, I feel like this has rendered. I do not know. Okay, this is how it's supposed to be. I guess I was supposed to save the file then. So this is how it's supposed to look like when it's properly rendered. So to move out of the rendered mode, I just tap on escape, right? So yeah, I guess that is another thing I learned. I think I actually faced this, but I kind of forgot. Anyways, so the next thing I want to do here, right, is I want to do some kind of player movement logic, right? So what I want to do is I want to come to this left corner here, right? I want to select something called a, which one should I use? Uh, I want to select a logic brick node view, right? Although on a normal day, you should stick with the logic bricks editor, right? So I think I want to try the simpler one, I guess. So let me use the logic bricks editor, right? Since we're just prototyping and trying things out, it's not bad, like to try out the logic brick editor. So you can see in this case, you notice this selection here. If I select my plane, it shows me that is the plane that is selected, right? If I select the cube, it shows the cube is selected. So the way this works is you have a sensor, then you have a controller that performs a logic or that receives the inputs based on your sensor and it actually gives an action via the actuator, right? So, but your major concerns in most cases, at least for me, is just going to span between your sensor and the actuator. So, what you want to do here, you want to add an input sensor just to do forward, backward, left, and right, because that's what we want to do here. So, if I try um, yeah, so I can add a sensor. I would add a keyboard sensor in this case. So I would tap on the key I want to use in this case here. So this blank option here, I'll tap on the section here. Then it asks me to press a key I want to register. So the first key I want to press is the W key. That's the forward movement, right? The forward motion rather. So I would name this forward, right? Like this. Then I would just collapse this a little bit. Then I want to register three more. That's I want to add more keyboard. Then this one would be backward. Then I will tap the key as well. For backward movement, I want to use the S, right? So I want to use this A, S, D, W thing. So in this case, so you can also press Shift A to quickly, like it's a shortcut to add components or nodes in when you're working with Blender, right? So in this case, I want to add the keyboard, right? So I would add left in this case, and for left movement, I want to use the A key like this, and I would type Shift A again. I would add a sensor, then a keyboard, then I would add right like this. Then for the key, I want to use the D key for my right movement. So I'm going to collapse this like this here. Then the next thing I want to do, I want to add actuators, right? So the first actuator I want to add is going to be a motion actuator. It's funny I sound like I know what I'm saying, but don't believe me, guys. I do not know what I'm saying. It's just because I've tried this before, and I'm able to kind of speak fluently about it like this. So, the first one I want to do is the forward motion, right? Then it's going to be a simple motion, right? Let me try this character control and see. Okay, this character control is specifically for some specific things. Okay, I get it. But I just want to do a simple motion anyways, which is all I need. So I want to change the location based on the input I get from the keyboard whenever the W key is pressed. So I'm going to first of all, that English was perfect. First of all, I'm going to If you notice here, I have the X, I have the Y, I have the Z. So if you switch to your 2D view, like the top view from here, you will see that the Y-axis, in this case, we are using our forward as Y-axis, and we are using our backward as negative Y-axis, which is going to be somewhere here, right, negative Y, and our left would be negative Z-axis, and our right would be positive X-axis, right? So the forward motion here, I'm going to edit it on the Y-axis in this case, and I'm going to increase it by a factor of just 0.1, which is fine, right? Then next thing I want to do, I want to connect this like this. You see automatically the controller like sorts out itself, which I like I said earlier, you most likely not have business with it. So it kind of handles itself in a way. I like to think so. I hope I never have to deal with it possible. I think at some point I will, but for now, all good. So the next thing I want to do here, I want to add another actuator. That's the motion actuator as well. I would add one for backward. Then for backward, I want to do the negative Y. So I'm going to do minus zero point 0.1 in this case. So I'll collapse this, connect my sensor to the actuator, then I get the controller automatically in between. Awesome. The next thing I want to do is I want to add another motion for left, yes, for my left movement. So for the left movement, we want to deal with the x-axis. So if you are moving on the left, from what you can see here, we do negative zero point 0.1. So that's what we just did here. Then I want to connect. So I'll connect this block with this block. Then I would add the last core actuator we need in this case, which is going to be the right. Awesome. So for the right, we need positive x. So I'm going to do plus zero point 0.1 in this case. So I'm going to connect this like this. Yes. So this should be done. If everything goes well, we should be fine. So let's try to do the movement on the z-axis first, like on the 2D plane, right? Let's try to do that and see what happens. So I'm going to do the embed start option, right? You can see we have the cube in this place. So if I click on forward, it goes forward, like left, right, it does that and all, right? And also there is a possibility of our cube falling, right? So you can see from here, I can move properly. And if I move off this plane, I should fall, right? That's how this is going to work, right? So you see how easy it was to set up basic player movement. In most game engines, you have to do some extra work, which is fine as well. I'm not shaming them. I'm just saying this is easy for someone that just wants to explore game development as just like an hobbyist like myself. Right? This is very easy for me. Look at this. Look at this here. Right. I just implemented very basic player movement. So if I click escape, I can change my player's view to something like this. Right. Maybe I want I don't know what to call this. I think this is, let me zoom this in a bit. Okay, I think this is it FPS or something? I just thought I like this view here. I think this is CPS for some reason. CPS, like third person view or something. Anyways, so I'm going to start the game engine in this case again, and you can see I have a different view. I can move backward, I can move forward, like do all this kind of nice motions. And this, like it's fast in my own opinion as well. If you look at what is happening here, like if I could show my keyboard, like let me show you guys here. Like from here, you can see like the response is actually fast as well. Like it's I don't notice any lag for now at least. Maybe because I just have a simple keyboard and stuff. I don't notice any lag here. This seems fine, right? Then the next thing I just want us to add, right, is let's do a kind of, it's very easy to work with this game engine. That's what I absolutely love about it. So let's do the add option as well, like the jump option rather. Like we want to be able to have a kind of jump implemented for this, right? And it's quite easy to set that up as well when you're using this game engine, right? So to do that, uh, we need another sensor here. We need another sensor that's to listen for keyboard events. So keyboard like this. Then I'll call this one jump like this. Okay, not jump zero, just jump. Then the key I want to add, right, is going to be, I want to use the space bar, right? So I just want to use for my jump button. Then I need an actuator for this. I'm going to add a motion as well. But the place this comes in handy is I don't have to use a simple motion for this. The character physics type I selected in where is physics here? In this case, right, the physics type character comes with a jump configuration already, so I don't have to re-implement that, thank God. So I just come here and click on character motion and I just select jump. It's that simple for this case, right? So I want to name this jump. Awesome. So the next thing I want to do is just connect my node here, and that is all I have to do. Okay, so if I check from this view, start the game engine again. If I hit spacebar, you should see we have a jump animation as well. You can see that, right? We are able to jump and maybe do some weird things while we're flying as well, while we're jumping, something like that. I think I should be mindful. You can follow up on this side actually. You can follow up. So another option I think I want to enable is the viewport render in this case, right? Because I think let me confirm my theory first to be sure. So okay, yeah. So the renderer that is being used in this case, right, is the direct one I have here in Blender instead of that fancy one with the whole light. I guess this is good when you want to quickly prototype things, right? I guess. But let me look at this again here like this. So you can see things easily without going inside that you know, fancy mode we have earlier, right? So I'm going to exit this, but I'm going to use the viewport renderer anyways. I think I would stick with this. Awesome. So the next thing I want to do here, I want to take this up a notch. I'm going to try and bring in a couple of other characters to the scene. I'm going to let me see, what can I bring in? So let me check this website I usually steal models from, right? What's the name? What's the name? Mixamo, yeah. I like the characters they have on Mixamo. It's easy for someone like me with like not really much 3D experience and any kind of proper game training at all. Right? It's actually meant for someone like me. So I want to log in here first. Then I think I should be able to use Google sign in somewhere here. Okay, I'm coming. I'm trying to sign in on Google. Awesome. So I'm done signing in, I think. By the way, there's this feature of Firefox introduced, which I actually like, which is this sidebar thing. It's very, very awesome, to be honest. I love it, by the way. Kudos to the Firefox thing. Oh, boy. Okay. The next thing I want to do here, I want to download a character. All right. So you can see from here on this example, they have characters with animations, like available animations already. All right. Which is very nice. Very nice. Then the first animation I want to look for is I think I want to look for the I do animation first, right? So this character I can select a different character from here. They have a couple of characters I can select, right? From what you can see here, you can select these fancy ones you have here or the non-fancy ones at all. But I usually like using this robot character. So if you want to search that, just search for bots. It should bring up these two or three guys. Then you can select this guy, you can select this guy, you can select this. But I'm going to select the X bot. But I don't know which is X male or female, but I don't know, but sure. Mm, let me select this. Let me select this today. So let's go to animations, right? Then the first animation I want to check is the I do animation. Although I'm seeing this I do animation, but I don't think this is the one I'm looking for. I don't think this is the one I'm looking for, right? This is the idle animation. Yeah, this one is too. It's so it's feeling it's giving this vibe of a thief, like something like that. But let me look for I do. There are a lot of I do animations they have there. Right. I just want one with a standing pose that is probably just breathing or something like that. So let me check this. Yeah, something like this, like just something simple like this one we have here. So maybe I want to do maybe let it breathe kind of faster or something. I think that is the option for the overdrive. You see, it's breathing a little bit faster and stuff. And maybe the arm space, I want to let's try 55. Like the arm space is yeah, something like this. So yeah, I think this should be fine. It should be fine. So I'm going to download this character and import it to my Blender scene. So I'm going to download. So it gives me a couple of options to download. I can download in different formats, but I'm going to keep the FBX binary format. And I want to download it with the skin as well. But you will see the subsequent downloads we'll be doing. We wouldn't be downloading it with the skin. We are just going to be downloading the animation specifically and applying it to our character, which I've actually forgotten how to go about that. But maybe as I'm trying to do the whole thing, it's going to come back for some reason. If not, back to tutorial. So I'm going to download this and I should be downloading and probably done now. Yeah, it's just about 2 MB, so it's done downloading. So the next thing I want to do is go back to Blender. Then I want to. I'm looking for a very simple way I can replace this character without, and I was. That's why it's good to sometimes, right, to have a kind of reusable kind of pattern. That's why I would have preferred to use this. Where is it? I think a logic node view or something. Those ones are actually, I think they are applicable, but I don't mind. We've not really done anything much, so I'm going to just delete this character, right? So once I delete it, I'm going to import another model from somewhere. So import FBX. Yeah, so this is FBX. Okay, I want to use the non-experimental one. I don't know why this is here. So I will use this non-experimental one. Okay, so allow, then I want to do FBX here. Awesome. So you can see we have this nice looking guy, right? We have this nice looking guy in here. Awesome. Awesome. Actually, I realized that I was supposed to download the pose first. These people are looking like they have sensors in here in the first place, but I don't think I'll be using their sensors anyways. So I'll be adding mine. Yeah, this is the entire character. So I'm going to be adding mine for this. Let me try to check the animation. Where's the animation editor or something? Yeah, I think it's this side. So if I play this, you can see the character is like having this breathing kind of thing. But the first thing I want to do, I want to rename this to I do, right? And I want to push this down. Then for this, I want to do, there is a way to do something called is it repeat or something? I don't know. Blend in and out, auto blend in and out, playback, reverse, no, not reverse, modifiers, no, not modifiers, not modifiers. Not even mention. Can't believe I forgot how to send lens. I do. Okay, this number of times to repeat the animation. Hmm. Is there a way? I think I should be able to do infinite sort of. But then I just realized I even have to kind of get rid of this guy, right? And even the entire thing I imported in here. Oh boy. Oh god. I shouldn't have done that. I should just have control Z'd my way out of this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, switch to this axis, select everything this guy is. Hopefully I don't delete what I'm not supposed to delete. But let me check my camera, okay? Oof, that was hectic. So what I want to actually do first is I want to download a T pose first. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. That is this pose that has like this kind of T shape, right? That's I think that should be the first thing I'm downloading, right? Just this kind of T shape, right? This would be the base of my animation if I want to animate it myself, something like that. By the way, I'm still going to check out to apply multiple animations to one character. I used to be very good at doing it, but I don't know how to do that anymore. Anyway. So first thing I want to do, I download this character with the skin. Yes, I want to download this one with the skin. Then the remaining ones I would be downloading them without the skin. So once this is done downloading, I would go back to Blender and import this FBX file, T-pose. Yep, we have the T-pose in here. Awesome. So we have it in here like this. So what I can do, right? Let me expand this a little bit. Yeah, I think this one's have collision objects already or something. But what I want to do in here is okay. I will name this character, or let me name it player to be more gamey. So what I want to do here is I want to come to the physics section, and I think I should be able to select the physics type for this, which is going to be character as well. And I'm going to enable collision for this and the collision bound for this. Hmm. For somebody that is not so good with game development, I am going to use, let me see. I think I should use a capsule or something. Yeah, I should use a capsule. To be honest, I do not know how to. But then, let me just use, let me try this. I will keep trying things for that part till I get something that actually works, to be honest. So let me do that instead. Globally disabled longer. Okay, so I think I'll leave that as it is for now. Then the next thing I want to do, right, is let me come to this side and okay, I don't need to do anything in this case anyways. So what I want to do for this character, I think there's one extension I should enable, which is going to be the Rigify extension. I think it should be Rigify. I hope it's the one I have to install as well. Which is experimental Rigify tutorial extension. I hope the whole rigging thing just works, to be honest. But let me check here. Okay, to workspace. I mean, at some point, I'm going to figure out how to do rigging at some point, guys. At some point. Okay, so problem. I do not know how to rig this character. So what I'm going to do is let me see what can I quickly do here. I'm going to quickly check YouTube, guys. I'm going to check YouTube. There's one old video I used to learn how to read characters, to be honest. And I'm always pained. I always like find it hard, like to find it again, something like that. So let me actually add this to my watch later. This seems like an interesting cartoon, like from Cartoon Network actually. It's called Iyano, by the way. I don't know. Let me save it to my watch later. Actually looking nice. Then, okay, back to what I'm actually looking for. Applying Mixamo animations in Blender, something like that. Um, I'm not actually looking for it in short. I'm actually looking for a proper video and something I've watched already because it's out of the ones I've watched. I actually learned something like really notable from. Yes, I think it was from this guy. I think it was from this guy. There is a Mixamo add-on I have to download. I just remember now. Mixamo add-on. Yeah. I just remember I have to download the add-on as well. I have to download that. So if I come here, then I will do download add-on. Awesome. 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 I still remember things. I have good memory somehow sometimes. So I'm going to import the one I just downloaded to somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So this is it. I'm going to extract this, open in a new tab. I have a folder here. I want to store my add-ons. So this is where I'm going to move it. So I'm going to do make summary. Yeah, this is the one I want to move. I'm going to come here, then do imagine how did this happen? That was a mistake anyway. So I want to do imagine I think I just moved it in the wrong place. What's up? Where is it now? This is it. I want to move it in the somewhere. Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to delete the zip file because I don't like getting trash on my PC. Then I'm going to come to Blender and import the add-on from here. I would say install from this, then add-ons, make summary. Then I should be able to I think I should just be able to select this folder specifically to be sure. Okay, I think it's this add-on.py I have to, let me check. Okay, I think I blew it somehow. Um, yeah, I don't think it was properly imported. I saw an error from this console a while back. Let me do info module installed. Okay, it has installed the add-on already. Yeah, it has installed the add-on already. But I think I might need to restart my Blender for some reason. I think. But let me be sure. Um, let me be sure. So I'm going to close this. To be sure it has installed. It's supposed to show up here to be honest. I don't know. Let me search for it somewhere here. Basic import Mixamo and apply root motion. I think this is the one I'm actually looking for, but let me try to the website. Um, wait, this add-on looks like a very, very good one. I think I would have to check this out. But for now, let me just okay. So I think maybe what I wanted to do. Let me try this again. I think sometimes you probably have to select the folder and just do install from this. I guess yeah, it's not still coming up. Hmm. So let me close this actually and open Blender again. Okay, so I'm going to open this file I have. Then let me search if, yeah, Mixamo is not still here. It's not still here. Yeah, it's not still here. Okay, let me bring this back from my trash. Oh, somewhere else. Then I could do put back. So let me try to use this zip file to install it and see, but I don't know. I don't know. Mm, yeah, I don't think that should. I don't think that should just let me do that anyways. It actually installed it. Yeah, there was this error as well. BBBG as no. Oh boy. I hate fixing things like this. I hate fixing things like this. But then let me be sure. This extension I saw from here from Mixamo, I think I'll just install this one and oh, it works. Yeah, I think I would install this one to be honest. Let me check. Yeah, Mixamo root something something. Awesome. So I'm going to um yeah, I'm going to check how to use that instead. About batch import FBX and apply it to the root motion. Okay, okay. So the first thing you want to do is go to File, Import. Okay, so let me check Blender. First Blender. Okay, so I would switch this to the animation editor. So the first thing I think we want to do is the animation thing. So I would bring this to somewhere else like this. Okay, then I want to try this import side. Oh, here it is. Mixamo. Interesting. So now I think what we can do, right? I will download the animations I need. That's I need the walking animation and I just need only the jumping animation and I hope I am able to actually implement it. But I will start with walk and jump anyways. So it's still loading the walk animation. Why is it taking this long time to load? Load walk animation now. Come on back. I'll refresh this page and hopefully it gives me the walk animation now. Okay, it gives me the walk animation, but I want to make it stay in one place. So I'm going to select this option here. So the arm length as well, I want to do 60. If this is here, I think I want to do 60. And the overdrive, I think that's the animation speed or something. I want to put 60 as well. Should I? Let me do 55. I think that was fast. I would settle for this to be honest. And besides, I can always tweak it when I want. So I want to download without skin in this case. Then I'll click download. Then I want to look for jump. Uh, there are various jumps from here. Okay, this is jump. Wait, this is looking like a backward jump. Yeah, this is looking like a backward jump for some reason. Let me check this one. Yeah, I think this should be what I'm looking for. Yeah, I think this should be what I'm looking for. Yes, I believe this is what I'm looking for. So I'm going to download without skin again. Okay. So I'll go back to this extension page. The instructions, I want to follow the instructions to be honest. In the displayed menu, each option has a reminder message when over and over it, blah blah. Import then bake root motion frames. I do not know what baking is. I won't lie to you, I'm not an expert when it comes to add-ons. I won't lie to you. So, but let me just attempt this, right? Um batch remove, whatever. Okay, batch remove redundant scaling and objects. Object name. Well, let me just try this out. I'm a very wild person, so I'm going to. I don't read manuals per se, so yeah, it's always. I like just trying things out randomly. I would use the um, jumping. Actually, let me download the I do animation as well. So I'm going to delete this one I have before here. So I'm going to delete this. So I'm going to go here and download I do. So by default, I want the character to fall into the I do state. If someone else is hearing me from somewhere, they will think I know what I'm doing. But bro, I do not know what I'm doing. I kid you not. Why is this one still in the air? Abba, just come down now. Something is happening today with this browser. I don't know if my browser, it's my network, if it's the PC, I do not know. But I'm looking for the idle animation. Okay, so I think this, let me try this first and see. Yeah, this one feels too dry and unnoticeable somehow. So I could increase the arm length for arm like space for this one to 60. The overdrive should be on 55. Maybe I would have something better then. Okay, to give it more subtle like kind of look, let me do 60. 70 it is. Okay, this feels noticeable somehow. Like if the character was standing from behind or something like this, like this feels like something that would be noticed, right? That the character is ID. So I will click on download without skin in this case, then download, then what do I want to do? So after all that is done, right, we are going to go to the section. Let me check if they have a proper documentation. Oh boy, why are you guys like this? You've done a good job, but your documentation is in Chinese. Come on, man. This ain't fair. This ain't fair. Well, at least I think. Let me see. Let me see. But I think I should be able to replicate this with the videos they have. I think I should be able to replicate this. This is not a fair thing, to be honest. Somebody should offer to write the documentation in English. I wish that could be me, but okay. So what we want to do now is try the import option again. But I want to select my character to be safe. But I think that's how it's going to use the whole thing. So I want to click on downloads. I want to select the idle animation, jump animation, and walking animation. And hope that it works. So I'm going to click import. Yes, but I think it might work. I think it has applied a couple of these animations now. I think it might work. Wait, what do I want to select next? So after I've done the import, wait, I think I imported rubbish. Yeah, I definitely did. So I'm going to try it again. I'll do import Mixamo. It would ask me what I want to do. Okay, so I want to select, the method I want to select is supposed to be, okay, wait. Which one was I supposed to select? I don't even know which one to select. Let me see. Copy. Yes, let's do copy and see. But that's supposed to work. So when I do copy, okay, let's try that again. Walking, jumping, I do. Then we want to do the copy. Maybe it works only when you pretend like you know what you're doing. So now let's pretend like we know what you're doing. So I want to use the import here to the FPX. Then the next thing I want to do in this case is I want to check here if my player now has yeah, I think it's this one I want to select. Okay, I think I'm seeing the animations too. This is the walking, is this the idle animation, right? Let me be sure. Um, I'm noticing something very weird in here, but let me roll with it for a bit. Let me roll with it for a bit and see what happens. Hmm. It's starting to look like you have to import them one by one. Okay, root motion, bound box, root motion, bone, root motion, copy. Yeah, the one I want to use is copy, which should be working. This is how the copy behaves. I think that's what they're trying to say. Yeah. Then these people are not helping, to be honest. Man, I'm glad the guy made the extension, but okay, this is step one, step two, step three. It's the same thing on the GitHub page, anyways. Yeah, then in here you should have okay, the action editor. Let me check the action editor to be sure. Where is action editor? Someone show me where action editor is. It's supposed to be in the. It's not timeline. It's supposed to still be somewhere. Not okay. Where is it? Right, right. I think I know what to do. I'll try to import it one at a time and see how it behaves. Because I think that's what is happening. And to be sure, mm, to be sure as well, right? Let me. Mhm. Okay, okay, okay. I think I know what might be happening. So I think I know what will be happening. Delete channels, then maybe dope sheets, same thing as well. Then I don't think the animation is being applied to the current character I have. So let me try something. I want to name this to amateur back and see what is going to happen. But let me just be sure, right? I'm trying things out here, so let me just be sure. I'm going to try and usually I think this is how I believe this is supposed to work, but they didn't say anything about that. So let me try to import. Oh, wait. Let me delete this. I think I might be getting the idea behind the whole thing now. So let me switch to my. If it works though, I think I'll be able to explain. But if it doesn't work, well, so I'll delete this. Right. So I'm going to import all the files are downloaded, right? So that is going to include the idle, the T-pose, the walking, right? I think that is how the extension was meant to work. I think that was how it was meant to work. So I'm going to leave this setting they did, which is the with the copy option, and I'm going to import this, but Where is my character body? Yeah, it's just the idle animation that is still here, to be honest. But wait, I have more than idle in this case. Let me be sure. This is a dope sheet. So the action editor, oh boy, this is not what I'm looking for, my bro. This is not what I'm looking for. Let's try the dope sheet again. And even for this, I think what I wanted to select in this case, but there is jumping option here. Wait, this thing is actually confusing. It's looking like the options are added. Okay, wait. Wait. Oh, the options are added already, but oh boy, this is dope shit. I do. I don't know why like it's appearing like as if the rest of the animations have not been selected or something. Well, let me check the thing they have here again. So if I click on walking, okay, after all of this, so when I click on walking, it should walk, right? So let me try that again. All right then. It is the action editor, right? Yeah. Okay. So this is what I want to check. And where is it? Jumping animation. Okay. I think I'm slowly getting it now. Yeah, I think I'm actually getting what is happening for now. hmm So anyone I select here is what would work there. So I can create this as a new action. Yes, it now shows up in my non-linear track. I'm open, right? So let me check here. Yes, let me enable this. Oh, where is it? Wait a minute. Okay, this is it here. This is it here. Sorry, this is it here. So this is one I want to have on the Hmm. You know what I feel like doing now? I feel like deleting everything and starting again, but I think that's what I would do. I think I know what to do now. I'm even serious now. I know what to do already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new file like this, call it general. I don't want to say what I have here. Like this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to delete this default cube, right? I'll create a plane. That's this plane here, S11, like this. Then I would, what else do I want to add? Let me see. Yeah. So then I will now try to import those characters or the animations I downloaded, something like that. So import, then I'll check the download folder. I want to apply transform. If checked, then I'll just mention. Each motion we have unpredictable results. Okay. Okay, remove the amateur, rename action, remove prefix, add root tone, all of that nice stuff. Okay, let me try this again. Import next time. But the shocking part in this case though is where is my I'm I'm wondering where is my this thing is actually turning my head, I won't lie to you guys. Import Mixamo FPX. So maybe it's the order at which you select it. I don't know. Maybe it's the order at which you select it. So let me select T-pose and walk in to see what happens. Okay. Hmm. 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 I'm actually starting to get confused. But let me try and regain myself and I wish that extension was actually in English to be honest. It would have made things a lot easier. But then I'm not the author so I don't actually blame them too much. Um, all right. Okay, so I'm going to download. Uh, Let me see. Did you download this? Okay, I'm going to download this I do one right with skin. I'm going to try and download everything with skin to be sure. I guess there are like different approach to the whole thing, anyways. So I'm going to download walking. I know it's there. I'm just going to download it to be honest. So I don't know why this keeps glitching somehow. So walking has been downloaded. Then I'm going to download jumping. Okay. So I'm going to download this one also with skin. Alright. Then once this is done, I should be able to go back to Blender. Then yeah, so back to square one. Then what I want to do here again, at least attempt to do, is import this FBX thing, and I will try to import these three files, and that's the I do, the jumping, and the walking. Oh, I think wait. I get it. Wait. I think I might be getting it more. I think I might be understanding even more what's going on. You need to import a specific, like you need to import the whole thing inside a folder, something like that. I think that's probably what is happening. So you import this specific instead of just selecting like the I do. So I can just select this things folder like this. Batch import. Um, I don't think I was all selected anyway. So let me try again. But I think let me see. No, not this. Okay. You didn't import anything, obviously. So let me try again. It's still always using the I do option. Import mixer now. This is actually frustrating me more and more, to be honest. Okay, okay. But from this tutorial they have here, right? What this guy did basically is selected I do selected everything, then he actually went ahead with the import, right? So import first, select files, right? You select all the files you want to use, then you copy the root motion. Hmm. Everything is using the root motion. So what's the issue? You know what? Let me select I do first, jump in first, then walk in first. Because it's looking like the last one I select is the one that actually gets applied properly. But then this is looking too big for my yeah, it's looking too big. But that's a problem to deal with at a later time, to be honest. Okay, so I think all these animations are actually available somewhere in the dope sheets, right? I think they're actually available in the dope sheets. Then if I check in the action editor, if I check this section, no, yeah, sorry. Yeah, look at this. I have I do, then I have jumping up, then I have walking. Right. So if I was to play I do, let me try I do. Here is I do. Then if I was to try jumping up, even when I try jumping up, it's still bringing up I do. Okay, okay. Wait. Create a new amateur. No, no. I'm going to get this. Create new action. Create a new amateur slot for this data and hold its animation. Okay. Let me split this view actually. So I want to use this one to do the non-linear. So I think I want to save all of them in the non-linear stuff. So I could actually do this. I think I could actually do this. The action editor. The thing about Blender and most animation softwares, or even generally any kind of software, if it has been long you worked on it, Like it's going to be kind of like an issue the next time you try to work on it, something like that. No, no, no. That's not what I'm trying to do. That's not what I'm trying to do. So if I come here and select I do, this list comes into I do. Then if I do, let me close up this side. I think I'm getting this thing now. I mean, I've said that like multiple times, right? So let me. There was a place I saw something like, you know what? I will shrink this side for now. Yeah, and shrink this side. So I need the. Let me see the dope sheet here. The action editor. So the action editor is what we actually need. So let me try walking. Okay. So I can create new walking here and assign it here. Okay, I think that's how it works then. Then I can select I do and create new I do and assign I do. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. I can just collapse this then. I could collapse this. Then if I want to do I do animation, this is dope. This is dope. I think when you finally understand how something works, everything becomes easy. So if I want to do I do animation, I can, but I need this to play longer anyways. So I need this to play longer. I think I'll figure out the way to do this playing longer thing at some point. So let me check this here. Active strip, extrapolation, blending, blend out, action, action clip, sync length. To be honest, I don't know, but this is playing from 0 to 1, right? So there's a way to do it, but I just even need to test. I just need to test. Actually, let me just be a normal person. Yeah, I'm on the non-linear animation side, so let me see. Wow, it's supposed to allow me move like in between those files and stuff, but let me see. Okay, well, let me just check. Infinite, infinite, motion, infinite animation in gender. I think this is the wrong query. Select the given, select make cyclic. Action working. I'm not really someone to read manuals or read instructions for most things, so this is not what I'm looking for. This one is too like I feel like that's too. You can use anything to make repeating action, changing the repeat value. If you many times, just make sure you won't be able to repeat it. But then this is showing that it should repeat it 10 times. But let me try that anyways. So the idle animation, let me do repeat 10. So let me enable the idle alone and test it out. Yeah, it works, but it's not still what I'm looking for, to be honest. Let me check the working. So for working, repeat 10 times. So This is not what I'm looking for. This is not what I'm looking for. Yeah, the auto blending and out again. This is something I'm guessing, right? I think I'm guessing it's going to. Okay, I should make the animation start from zero. Now starting animation from. Okay, I really have no idea what I'm doing to be honest. Let me see the structure. But for this though, like if I was to make the animation is starting from zero already. I just saw your comment now, right? So I think the animation is starting from zero already, right? But what I want to figure out here is how to make this play infinitely. I think. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Someone was talking about a modifier one place here. You can do this by adding a cycle f modifier to the desired curve. By doing this, you would need to set to repeat with offset. This is, yeah. Okay, let me see. Let me see if there is something called a cyclic modifier here. No, no. So I can't find anything called a cyclic modifier. Then what do I want to do here? Let me see. But then I used to be able to do this. That's the funny part though. Editability on MS3. Okay, but I think the reason why it's difficult is because when I export it to another game engine, I usually just set the whole repeating motion over there, like in the game engine itself, something like that. But you know what? Let me wait. This action is intended to be used as a cycling over manually setting. Enabling this doesn't automatically make it loop. But then what does it do? Let me see. So if I play this, it loops this automatically, not manual looping though. Like, I'm sorry, this guy is not even like, you know, nothing is happening to be honest. And it's not, I don't know. This is not giving what I'm looking for anyways. Um, Also, you need to drag and move the layers. The fact that this person understands that I understand what I'm doing, I'm actually glad you think I know what I'm doing anyway. Okay, wait, wait, wait. Like, does it mean drag as in, bro, I do not know what I'm doing. I do not know what I'm doing. Okay, let me try something else. Mm, what does cyclic strip time do? Cycle the animated time within the start and stop or whatever this is. Oh boy. Yeah. To be honest, I don't know jack about Blender. I'm just a freestyler to be. I just do whatever like vibe comes in. I do not know anything about this software. To be honest, yeah. I think you would call me a vibe Blender user. Like I just do everything with vibe and stuff. It's just me messing around. But I think maybe what I can do, maybe what I can do, I can use this repeat option. This cannot be animated. It will not update correctly. Yeah, I think I can use this repeat option but it still doesn't. Okay, let me do 0.5 for the playback scale. Then let me do 10. I think, how do I set the speed? I think that should be, where do I set the speed for this? Where do I set the speed? Where do I set the speed? I don't understand what this is. I won't lie to you. I don't understand what this is. Okay, okay, chill out. Let's try to check the official Blender documentation. Right? Let's see if we'll get something from there. So, infinite hovering animation. This dude probably has a good idea. So, um, okay. Oh, I hope I'm using the same Blender version as this guy. You know the funny thing about this is I have this selected in this modifier section, but I don't see anything like cycles in here. That's the annoying part of this. The animation is working. The problem is the animation time is only one frame. Okay, so I need to do more frames. Okay. Okay, so the end frame, let me do something like 10, right? I believe. His head is probably frustrated right now. Starts from 0, but it's ending as 1. Let me do 100. But then let me now set this to 100. I hope I don't do something that just my PC. But the thing is, even like mostly showing too fast, I can't really tell which is which. Man, if you have like a resource that can help me figure this thing out, maybe that would reduce your frustration of seeing me mess with things around like this and mine. But let me try this modifier thing again. Let me try built-in function. Nope, not this one. Not this one. A generator. Nah, this is not what I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm looking for anyway. So limits. Nope. Nah, nah. I'm on Blender 4.5 by the way, but this guy here, I don't think this guy is using Blender. Let me check if he dropped this. This is 9 months ago. Let me see. Maybe if I switch to the graph, maybe view or something, I might be able to get something out of this. So which animation do I select? Wait, where are my animations in this case now? Can I check animations from the NLA track like in this? Let me see how I did it. Okay. Oof. Oh, why is my working animation not even play? Even the job. Oh boy. But the God. Copy modifiers now. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I would share my screen shortly. Where am I with this? Where am I with this? Okay. I will figure this out at some point. But for now, this is what I'm going to do. Hmm? I am going to, let me see. Is it wrong for maybe if I go live maybe tomorrow again, I will show you guys how to do this when I finally figure it out, right? Where is Blender again? Okay, this is Blender. Okay, so what I want to try here is I'll keep this file as it is, right? But what I would do here, I will just switch to the Logic Bricks editor here, and I'll just try to do the whole like movement thing with this. But another issue with this that I'm looking at though. Okay, let me just render this and check how it looks. Let me scale this place a little bit. Okay, so the plane is a little bit scaled. Let me render this and see. Okay, yeah, this is rendering properly. I mean, I could easily configure the movement motion here, but it's not going to give the exact, like, it's just going to give that cube movement we were doing before. So I don't even think I want to do that like right now, to be honest. Since it's just going to give that exact cube movement thing, right? So I would check what Q QZA actually says, right? Like it said something like your animation is not working. The problem is your animation shows one frame and stuff. So he said I should do more frames. So maybe I will check what he mentioned in this case, right? So that's actually what I'm going to check, right? For now, I do not know how to fix this, so I'm going to fix it later. So yeah, but yeah, thank you guys for joining. When I figure this out tomorrow or later this evening, I would jump back here and show you guys how cool it's going to look when I finally. I've done something similar to this, like this in this Godot's game engine, but I can't seem to get it in here. I usually just download models from the internet with animations and just do plug and plays everywhere and make things work right. But this one is testing my ability. So yeah, thank you guys for joining. I will catch you guys later.